Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. We're back at the Sunken Tower. We're gonna go in, and we're gonna try to find the spell of opening in the study hall. Hopefully, depending on how quick that goes, we might be able to try and find the key in the dormitory. Yes. And then we have to go to the lecture hall, and then we'll have access to the library, so we can go to the Crystal Archives. And there's so much going on. So first of all, spell of opening. Into the tower we go. Do we talk to this guy? We already talked to him about this stuff. Explore the lower levels. Oh ho! I don't think I can do this because I don't have the spell of opening, do I? Break the seal? You head over to the sealed entrance of the lecture halls on the other side of the great vestibule. Beyond the shimmering gateway is a long hallway with large stairs leading up and down to form a grand cloister. From there, lecture halls open in all directions. Thou possessest the diary of poor Narma. You jump a little. The specter of Preceptor Lelithason crept up on you without making a sound. Nodding, you hold up the leather-bound book. Hast thou taken a peek inside? The way to breach the seal must be on those pages. The specter intones. You confirm, then open the diary on the page that contains the words of power that Narma jotted down so long ago. Turning toward the seal, you utter them and watch as the magical wall flashes once before disappearing for good. Gone too is the diary, having burned up completely in cold blue flame. It is done, Lelithason announces. Thou art free to venture into the lecture halls, the greatest chambers of teaching we preceptors frequented oh so often, sharing our wisdom with anyone who listened. Those halls are now the haunt of my perished colleagues, yet thou hast to venture there so that a path to the Star Garden can be opened. Please be careful, seeker. Much dependeth on thou. With that, Lelithason fades away, and you are left standing in front of the new path. From now on, you can enter the lecture halls. Wait a minute. Did we not need the spell? Oh, that's to get to the dormitories. Okay. From the study halls. I guess we should probably go back into the study halls. 'Cause we don't have the spell yet. Okay, I gotcha. So I didn't realize. I thought the opening of the lecture halls was behind both the spell and the diary, but apparently that's not true. Okay, in we go. We didn't find anything. Keep exploring. Keep going. Keep exploring. Pushing through a delicately decorated double door, you and your komes emerge into a large hall. At the end of it are around 20 spectral students congregating below an elevated lectern, where a slightly older authoritative figure is giving a lecture to them. Drawing closer, you begin to notice that many of the students appear to be practicing some kind of a spell, opening spell perhaps? Some sit at nearby desks and watch their peers, while others weave their arcane formulae in more open spaces. By the time you reach the group, the figure who had been standing behind the lectern moments earlier is walking among the students, helping them with their incantations. Noticing your approach, the figure and several students stop, turning to face you. Wearing a curious meditative expression, the man from the lectern steps forward. "Can I help you? As you can see, my fellow students and I are quite busy," he says, his ghostly features sporting a polite smile. You ask the young scholar what is happening here. You spy the beginning of a frown on the man's face, and he begins to explain. "Well, it's quite elementary, you see," he says, discernible pride in his voice. "As a prefect here at the Tower of Acarius, my role is to teach these promising young souls the simplest of spells, a spell of opening, to be precise, though I do wonder who you are to ask such questions." And with that, the students raise a curious eyebrow, settling his gaze on you, waiting for a response. Attempt to con the prefect. You explain that you are one of the Preceptor Lelithason's protégés, or ask to demonstrate your knowledge of the arcane to join the class. We are not going to do the very low option. We succeeded. Hell yeah. For a moment, the prefect is taken aback. Then he pauses, hand caressing his chin, and responds, Lalathason, you say? By the grace of Minara, I had no idea. Please join us. I will describe and show you how it works. He gestures to a nearby chair where you take your place at a dusty desk. After you are seated, he continues the class. What follows is an intense session whereby the prefect instructs you on the various stages and incantations needed in order to perform the spell of opening. While the other students look on and occasionally offer their own advice or assistance, those of your companions with their own proclivity for the arcane are also intrigued by the whole process. I think that's just Nadir. Maybe Garrick? When all is said and done, you have the spell formula written down on an old parchment in great detail. Although you will not be able to cast the spell, you hope that it is exactly what Lalathason requires to break one of the seals. The prefect then bids you farewell, but not before making you promise to start practicing the arcane formula. With that, his apparition, as well as that of his students, dissipates, and you are left alone in the echoing hall. Having now noted down the spell of opening, you head back to the surface. Well, that was really easy. Good job. So now we go to the dormitories and the lecture halls. Gotcha. Reach the great vestibule. We will head back to our comitatus so we can get them safe from the storm. We succeeded. Harvick gained loyalty. Ah, some people died. We lost an iron. No! That's the iron I have to send to the prince. Rats. Oh well. Alright, hire the one fighter who's hanging out here for some reason. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. But, that's the danger. We do need to go down further. Break the seal on the dormitories? Sure. You search the vestibule until you find the reinforced, magnificently decorated double doors that lead into the dormitories, according to the gilded plaque next to them. A moment later, after you produced the scroll with the spell of opening on it, the spectral form of Preceptor Lalathason emerges from a dark alcove. Thou hast it, she announces. Is that a tinge of excitement in her ghostly voice? Now, please hold the scroll so that I can cast the spell. You comply, and Lalathason takes a brief look at the spell formula inscribed on the old parchment. She raises her hand and her palm towards the magical seal that is now glowing with a blue light. Then she begins chanting the words of power from the scroll to cast the spell of opening. It takes less time than you had expected. As the mage utters the last syllable, the scroll disintegrates in your hand in the blink of an eye, and the magical seal flashes once more before disappearing for good. Very well done, Seeker, she intones in her melodious voice. Ahead lie the dormitories, the former home to all but the highest-ranking denizens of the tower, as well as the place of the garrison of our honor guard. Tread lightly in there. Thou shalt face yet unseen threats. Seek the path ahead. Seek the keys that break the seals. With that, she fades away, and you are left standing in front of the new path. We cannot venture further into the darkness, so we will leave the tower for now. Time to rest. Ren, can you have more stuff? Oh, cool. I didn't know it could go, like, nighttime outside the tower. Hell yeah. Here's some arcane texts. And here's a tablet. And that's all she wrote. Good luck, sir. Don't put your people to work. We have no movement. Fantastic. All right, back into the tower we go. Lower levels. This time, we would like to go into the dormitories, which we are looking for the imbued key from the captain of the honor guard, I understand. I assume that means boss fight. Oh, cool. This is even cooler than the other picture. Neat. You press open the double iron doors and emerge into a sizable guard room from which dozens of paths emerge. Corridors cloaked in darkness, spiral stairwells leading up or down, or archways opening into twilight chambers. The whole place has a certain constrained look to it in comparison to the rest of the districts. Less decoration, more closed doors, and less spacious rooms. These are the dormitories. The district was home to all the students and many of the instructors at the Sunken Tower before it fell to the calamity. In addition, the garrison of the honor guard that was responsible for the security of the tower and its inhabitants was also here, which is the reason for the frequent guard posts and the banners depicting a shield with the Eye of Icarius, their coat of arms. A strange cold permeates the hall, and you get the impression that you have stepped into a different world. It is as if time has stopped moving in this place altogether. Should that not make you uneasy, the faded echoes that remind you of sighs coming from certain directions certainly do. The pathways leading from here to the rest of the dormitories are beyond count. The shifting nature of the tower's interior makes any attempt at mapping it futile, so the question is, will you take one of the paths nonetheless and delve into the maze beyond? We must take the same crew that we always do. Ta-da! As you finish climbing a set of stairs, you emerge into a spacious dark room. There is a low rumbling sound emanating from below the floor. To make matters more peculiar, you feel as though something is lurking unseen, watching you. You order your companions to fan out and explore the chamber, but it turns up nothing, leaving you confused and confounded. Alright, keep exploring. This section of the dormitories is markedly different than the sleeping chambers. While those had rooms fit for student living and studying here, this place looks like a training area where people practice fighting skills. You explore further and come upon a collection of armaments lining the walls of a room. This is an armory, no doubt, and the weapons seem to be quite in good shape. You try to give them a closer look when suddenly a bell starts tolling somewhere close by. Then a horn starts wailing, which is definitely not a good sign. And that is when it becomes painfully apparent that you are in the quarters of the tower's honor guard. A group of spectral elven warriors marches into the armory through a wall. It was their arrival that the tolling and wailing seemed to announce. They are not mere chaperones either, but a full-blown guard detachment of specters. Armed with spectral armaments, the detachment tries to fulfill its duty by charging you, the intruders. Thankfully, by this time, you and your companions are ready for a fight. I just realized I did not cast the spell of unbinding, so... uh-oh. I don't think any of our people can harm these fools. Except for Nadir. Well... Yup, they are not going to be able to hurt them. This is not great. Right, Nadir, it is all up to you. Let's try to debuff them. That didn't do shiza. Burn these people? Jeez, that was loud. Ow, 4 damage. If I buff myself... Enchanted! Okay, so Darius can buff himself and make his attack able to hit ghosts, I think. We might as well use Garrick, because nobody else can harm these people. Except for maybe Sidarius now. Alright, in the meantime, Eilani, you just try to tank, I guess. And then Krifta, can you maybe poison a ghost? I don't think so. Oh, poor Gorgoro. He's just getting pummeled and he can't do anything about it. And now you healed them, you fool. Alright, at least you took 0 damage there. Alright, throw down your wards. You can block that for all I care. It's not a big deal. Didn't heal at all. Alright, kill this ghost? Yes! Alright, he can damage ghosts too now. Oh, she actually harmed him! I didn't know you could do that. Oh, no, was that the... Maybe that was the ward proccing or something like that? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe if I overwatch it, like, somehow bypasses the ghostly powers that be? Yes, 1 down. Right, these two? We got one of them. Stop hurting Gorgoro. He's done nothing wrong. Alright, she definitely didn't hurt that one ghost. Maybe. Alright, we're doing good. Shout this ghost to death? Oh, dang! That was sick! Okay, Overwatch apparently cheats ghosts somehow. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna look a gift ghost in the mouth. Overwatch. Smack this ghost right in front of you. 10 damage is great. Stop trying to hurt Gorgoro. He's done nothing wrong. 3 damage. Burn him. He's gone. I should have tried to burn the other ghost. Although he wasted his turn, so whatever. Oh, dang! How are we all hurting him now? Alright, not all the ways? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Alright, he's dead. We definitely need to cast the Blessing of Unbinding when we get back. If we get back. After a fierce melee, you eventually manage to vanquish the specters of the guards. You allow yourself a little rest before you return to browsing the contents of the armory. Finally, you have the opportunity to properly inspect the weapons. To your chagrin, you realize that they are not so well preserved after all. Actually, never mind, they are garbage. Nevertheless, you know you could smelt them for scrap value. That is something at least. Not entirely happy with the find, you think of what to do next. Alright, we got some scrap metal. Keep exploring. Counter the ghosts. Alright, there's at least fewer ghosts than last time. I guess we Overwatch? Because apparently that sometimes works. But not all the time. Just sometimes. The cleric evaded me somehow. Burn. Ah, you healed him, you fool. Buff yourself, my man. Owie. And then he shifted backwards. Didn't work that time. I don't know why. Sometimes it works, and other times it doesn't. Maybe if I hit him with the ward, maybe that there's some sort of weird interaction I'm not aware of that makes it damage them. Like maybe the ward. Oh, he's turned red. Shoot him. Did you see that? His health turned red for a second. Is that like a weird interaction where if he heals himself, he is no longer spectral for a moment? I don't know why. But I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. It's just Overwatch. Sidarius, you just have to bane the ghost. I don't think you can. You blocked it, but you still took 5 damage. Oh, crit for 6. Ah. Oh, I wonder if it's because she has the bone wand. That maybe that like spell penetration. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but I'm not going to be too upset. After the final foe is slain, you inspect the surrounding area in the hopes that you turn up something of value. A short while later, you and your Komis recover some spectral residue left by the vanquished enemies. 1. Boo. Explore deeper? After leaving a narrow stairwell, you and your Komis enter a long corridor adorned with ornaments so characteristic of the Sunken Tower. As you walk along it, you notice doors on both sides. There are doors every 6 steps, and all of them are wide open. You peer in and see small dorms, all of which are empty. Not simply empty either, as there is an uneasy sensation that they are entirely devoid of everything but darkness. You cannot shake the feeling that if you stepped into any of the dorms, you would suffocate immediately, or else you would be consumed by the lurking darkness. You and your companions seem to be beset by similar thoughts, seeming that none of them have ventured into any of the side rooms. You find nothing of value in the corridor, so you decide to move on. Direction is getting fuddled. You are still in control, so we go deeper. Brace yourself for combat. Alright, some glowing balls this time. Gorgoro is starting to get worn down here. We might have to swap him out for Skornar for a bit. Overwatch. Overwatch again. Throw a ward. Did 1 damage. I've been assessed. Alright, buff yourself, Sidarius. You're going to be key for defeating the glowing circles. Poke him. Haha, you missed me. That one didn't. He's evaded me. Ah, rats. I don't know why I felt like hitting him. Alright, and then we will get this guy. He evaded me. You get these two. These guys have like higher resistance than everybody else, apparently. Stop shooting Eilani. Apparently they don't like her. Shout at him. Smack the guy in front of you? Come on, Sidarius. You're like the one guy who can actually harm something. We're gonna be here all day. 0 damage. 1 damage. Burn them, please. Oh my god. Do the wards not harm these fools? Oh, 4 damage. Wonderful. That's what I needed to see. Poke that guy for no damage. Ah! It's infuriating. Overwatch, in the odd chance that it might work. Yeah, the wards don't seem to be doing anything to these guys, so... Oh, you healed him! Guy, you missed! You didn't, but... Oh boy, oh boy. Thank you! Now, Garrick, if you'd stop healing them, that'd be much appreciated. Alright, the wards did jack all to these floating orbs, so don't spend your time with that. Try to kill this guy. God! I'm so upset. I've been assessed. It's kind of weird that they keep threat assessing Nadir, but then they don't actually attack her. God dang it. This is exactly why you don't go into the thing without the blessing of unbinding, because you could be here forever. Oh my lord. Put me out of my misery. Just kill everybody. Gorgoro, shout him to death. Do something. Garrick, please. Thank you. One of the orbs is dead. He's volatilely recharged. Alright, kill this one. Alright, he's not dead, but he is damaged quite a bit. Alright, Nadir, I would love it if you'd stop missing. Although Nadir's not the one doing most of the damage. I think she can max do 2 damage. Or 1 damage, apparently. Alright, that guy's dead. Thank God. 1 orb is left. He's been damaged by Garrick, thank God. Fighting the ghosts was nothing compared to these idiots. I guess I overwatch again. Maybe I should be overwatching more with my characters. They seem to hit a lot with Overwatch. Well done, Garrick. You only healed the 1 time. That wasn't so bad. No valuables. Rats. Explore a little further. Moving into an impossibly long corridor, you spy a pale, otherworldly light dancing in the distance. At the source of the lights are several offshoots of the hallway, though through a sense of impaired spatial awareness, it feels impossible to judge their distance. In fact, you get the distinct feeling that the ground beneath you is shifting, slowly but subtly defying the laws of the natural world. You are still confident about getting out. You walk into a spacious room with several altar-like blocks and walls embossed with divine imagery. The Bethel's floors is littered with skeletal remains in various positions of worship. Somehow you get the feeling that many of these people only truly turn to religion in their last moments. Their prayers obviously have fallen on deaf ears as the elder gods refuse to listen. Even this very shrine is a boneyard of the erstwhile congregation. Now a flock of skeletons imploring the long-departed gods for the divine clemency that was never granted. You search this hallowed place and find something left behind by the priests. A marble statue. The halls is unnerving, but you remain resilient. Onward. Students are chattering and eating, and then it stops. There's nothing else to go on. Our companions want us to go back. I think it's wise to listen to them. Okay, so that was a good foray into the tower. Let's rest up, and this time, Sidarius, I would love for you to grant a blessing of unbinding. And let's use the spectral dust. How much do we have? I don't know. We had more than 4, or at least 4. So now we have the blessing of unbinding. Everything is coming up Millhouse. They'll never stop me this time. And by using spectral residue, we didn't have to worry about running out of food, at least for now. Back into the tower one more time. And then let's go back into the dormitories. Pick a direction. Ailani, how are you doing? 18 out of 20. It's okay. I don't know why she's transparent there. But it is. Krifta's doing fine. Garrick's only missing 1 health. Gorgoro's missing a lot of HP, so I think we rotate Scornar in for just 1 cycle. See how well he do. In we go, exploring the halls. Okay. You are in the midst of exploring sleeping chambers as off a large study hall. Entirely unexpectedly, the room is flooded with light, almost as if you were witnessing a sunrise. Simultaneously, the loud noise of a bell fills the air, tolling erratically. Your team is flabbergasted, especially when you realize that the beds now have spectral occupants, who appear just as shocked as you are. Sitting up or hiding under the blanket, the young students look around in panic. When they become aware of your presence, they turn to you and ask in shaky voices what they should do. Their blue-hued faces are stricken with fear. Tell them to leave the tower. Tell them to stay put. Tell them to hide. Tell them to hide. The spectral beings listen to your words intently, but frown after a few moments. They raise their voices, cursing you, labeling you all kinds of unpleasant and vile things, then charge at you. You brace yourselves only to see that upon contact, the angry spirits pass through your corporeal forms, disappearing the instant they do so. Without feeling any pain, you look around in puzzlement. As you leave the place, you cannot shake the feeling that there is something wrong, something eerie that latched onto your very souls with subtle malice. I got spectrally cursed! You bastards! Alright, keep exploring the halls, I guess. It's a trap, but we succeeded. Elect to explore deeper. No reason to stay. Still in control. Keep going. Keep going. These people are playing a board game, apparently. Oh, yes, okay. So in a room adjacent to a large chamber, you encounter several spectral guards. Unsure of what to expect, you proceed with caution, despite them apparently not taking note of your presence at all. Instead, they are preoccupied with something on the table they are all seated at. You carefully step closer to see what it is all about, and you see that it is a board game none of you recognize. Apart from the not overtly thrilling scene unfolding before your eyes, nothing else of interest is in this room, so your komeis prepare to depart, while the guards are still engaged with their pastime activity. Let's stay and observe the game. You find the game compelling, and so you decide to spend some time observing the spectral guards playing it. Your companions get visibly bored, but remain there just in case, as you can never be too sure about these ghostly beings. The game is played on an ivory board embossed with a peculiar pattern of interwoven twigs spotted with majestic leaves. The guards sometimes move magnificently carven pieces from leaf to leaf along the twigs. The small figures depict mages, warriors, dragons, and other creatures unknown to you. As you watch on, you recognize repeat moves of the game, so you attempt to infer the rules guiding gameplay. You focus on what each of the guards does when it is their turn. Let's see if we can't succeed. We did. You manage to discern rounds every player goes through time and again. Each round begins with some sort of a preparatory phase. Each of them moves their pieces into positions that set up the following resolution phase. After carefully following turn after turn, you begin to grasp the mechanisms and rules of the mysterious game. You even find yourself remarking on how good a move a player made or what options they are weighing. Every once in a while, a piece is removed from the board, eliciting a frustrated reaction from the owner. You also notice that fewer pieces a player is left with, the direr their situation becomes. That is precisely why you are astonished when a guard controlling very few pieces manages to get out of a quagmire, evening the scales with his opponent. In the end, only he and another guard remain in play. You hope the vision does not dissipate before you get to see how the game ends. Luckily for you, the guard who proved to be an excellent strategist already now moves a winged figurine holding a little orb in the air to the central position of the board, thus managing to defeat his final opponent. The guards congratulate the winner before they all disappear into thin air along with the game board and pieces. You leave the room strangely elated and content. Okay. You're still confident about getting out, so let's continue. Uh-oh. We succeeded, disarmed a second trap. But you are resilient, so we continue. No, we got shaken now? Oh man, we're falling apart. Our people would like to turn back. Alright, we'll head back. Back to the Comitatus. Let's take a look. What are these conditions? Spectral Curse does what? Maximum resourcefulness, max morale, and max obedience is down. That sucks. Also, we have understaffed due to the curse. Also, I guess Shaken maybe only lasts while we're in the dungeon. How far away are we from Larnak? 6 to 8 days. All right, we should probably head back after resting today. All right, we have enough, barely enough labor after we lost the dude. All right, so yeah, let's head back to the city of Larnak. Pretty good today, though. We got our spell of opening, and we did make some progress into the dormitories. So we'll head back here. Try to get our stats up. We're stuck at 8 and 8, actually. So we can't because of the curse. Oh, you guys. I'm just getting hammered by unfortunate events. Gorgoro's healing like a crazy man, though. He's like hopped up on healing serum or something. Should probably go ahead and force march a little bit, so we get back to Larnak without running out of supplies. That might have not been the best idea now that I think about it. We don't have a ton of people. Oh my goodness. The hubris of me. Alright, we'll get there tomorrow though. Just with 1 day to spare, no worries. And then back into Larnak. Cool, cool, cool. Approach the guards, nothing to hide, show them our license, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's get our workforce back up so we don't run into that problem again. 30 fighters, exchange for news, all is well. I should have seen if there were any passengers that wanted to go with us. I need 1 iron because I lost the 1 iron in the storm somehow. And then I will buy all of your supplies. Cool. Well, we'll head right back to the Sunken Tower next episode. So maybe we'll try to explore the lecture halls next time, or maybe keep delving into the dormitories. But for now, if you guys enjoyed the episode, click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Vagrus the Riven Realms or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.